may be live.
We're live.
Oh, damn. All right.
Language.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Oh, I do need you to share your screen because the video on YouTube is going to be delayed.
All right.
Excellent.
Great. You hear Jeff. You hear Jeffrey too. All right, well, I don't think everyone's going to arrive all in a bunch right at 1 o'clock, so I suppose we can just we can just get going. All right. So our goal here today, is deeply unclear, but we had the dream that we could just sit and talk and then say, oh, I need to do, or maybe we could say, Hippo, I need to remember to do something tomorrow, and it would save that for us in some sort of way, and then we could carry on our merry way without having to like really stop or do anything. So we could just like output to-dos and things we need to do, and then they get stored magically without us really having to do anything. And Jeffrey played around with the Whisper API, which seemed like a cool way to just have something running in the background, listening and transcribing, and sort of then figuring out how to act upon that. So our goal today is, what do we say? We said something that will just listen. Yeah, something will listen to things and then put them in a list for us.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. I think, Dwyer, first, we're off to a great start because you're already leaking your Open API key.
Oh,
so maybe just,
good.
I think your head's covering it up on YouTube.
There you go.
Well, I don't know. You may have pushed it like frame perfect through where someone can get it. We'll see what happens.
I did that beforehand just to make sure that I didn't because I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna have to like paste that on there somewhere. But then
I'd revoke that one at the end.
I've repasted it. I think I may do that. I was thinking previously that would be a real mark of having made it, is that if by the end of the live stream, like you've already spent a couple $1,000s in Open API requests because someone borrowed your key. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you want to fire up a whiteboard or something, and we can just briefly document where we're going with this?
All right. Whiteboard. And here. All right.
Is this the same Figma link as before?
I think so, yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, loading that up now. So I think there's a few parts to this. There is the, maybe typing's the easiest thing. So there's like always listening, recording.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a really good local only police state for ourselves. Then there is incrementally doing text recognition on that recording. And then detecting, key phrases. So I think you were gonna make it like Hippo, remind me to call Mark, I guess is a fine example.
Hippo is a deep cut callback to my first startup called My Hippocampus. But yes, configurable. Configurable.
I do wonder how. So the interesting thing is all of these models are, of course, trained on common English sayings, like people reading Wikipedia and that sort of thing. So I don't know how Hippo may be one of the harder words for them to hit, depending on which model we're using. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I thought it would be unique and different. Yeah, well, we can screw around. That'll be fun.
Well, I think there's definitely that, but you may get further if you call it Greg or something. And so then, add, I guess the last thing is just add items to to-do list.
Yes.
Does that make sense as like a big overview?
Yeah. With the interesting bit being incrementally doing the recognition, which is, I think, will be interesting.
Yeah. I think they're actually all sort of interesting in their own way. But the first thing we're going to want to do is install Whisper. And so to do that, if you just Google OpenAI Whisper GitHub, you're probably, maybe you want to share your browser.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
Why not?
Okay.
OpenAI Whisper. Whisper GitHub.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. So you've already clicked on this link once before. And I think, yeah, any of those install things are the way to go. You do need FFmpeg if you don't have it, but I imagine you probably have that on your system.
I'm just going to copy and paste the top one there. All right. One sec.
Should be noted, we're not going to do any super fancy AI on our own stuff today, obviously. We're pulling tools off the shelf and trying to assemble them into something neat, but we're building with Legos.
Yeah, and eventually running our own, or my dream, eventually running our own sort of local full LLM to help. Seems like a great place to take this, but
Oh yeah, that's not going to happen in this first hour, though.
gotta crawl first.
Spoilers. All right, so we're plowing through that. Why don't you in another tab just make sure you do have FFmpeg?
Yeah,
I just Okay, that's good. And then we also want to install another tool. So there's lots of ways to record audio, obviously, dozens of tools. But I think what you want to do is do a brew install SOX, SOX. SOX. So SOX is the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. No, it actually is a whole audio toolkit, and it's super good.
Excellent.
One of the they describe themselves as the Swiss Army knife of sound processing, and I think that's probably fair.
For.
Right. So once SOX is installed, oh, we got an update going on, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Is there a way to prove that Whisper is happening?
Yeah, just do whisper space dash dash help. We can make sure that it's installed correctly.
It's taking long
about
enough that it must be doing something.
Right, it's not failing fast. There you go.
Okay, good.
Excellent. Okay, so SOX is this whole suite of tooling, basically, and one of the pieces of tooling that comes with it is a command rec, REC. So if you do REC and then a dash dash help, we can learn a little bit about how that works. We'll probably want to make this a little bit bigger. So this does a ton of stuff, but the main idea is that it does recording. There also is stuff in here about being really intentional about waiting for content, for a sound to reach a certain level, and then it starts recording. And then if the sound drops, then it's like, aha, you're done. I'm going to stop recording. So it has this built-in silence detection.
Okay.
And we're not going to dig like super deep into how all the different arguments for that work, but I will go ahead and send you a command that we can sort of work from, because I've played with this a little bit before. So where's the best way for me to send you things without you like showing our entire Slack history?
Which would maybe not be such a great thing. I mean, it would be perfectly fine. Maybe Slack me.
Okay, so I'm slacking you. And you'll just not drag Slack onto this monitor.
Now let me drag Slack onto the next to my API key.
Dwyer, I'm trying. There you go. Okay,
Hey.
So say a few things.
Ooh, that is
All right, and then
fun.
be silent.
Be silent. Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, it stopped. I see, because I was too quiet.
Yes, and so the idea there is that going back to, I guess, our Figma, we need to always be listening. But the trick is we can't just record 24-hour long wave file and then have Whisper run through that entire 24 hours constantly. So as a shortcut, we're doing this incremental always listening, where it will listen to you talk, you say a phrase or a few sentences or whatever, and as long as you're not getting outside the length of that silence detection, it'll keep recording. when it detects enough silence, it stops recording, and then we know that we have a chunk that we can hand off to Whisper to try to do a little detection
Okay.
and do the processing. So that should have given us a reasonable chunk of audio. If you could just do, I think FF play, and then the path to that file, which was /tmp/out.wav.
Hey. Woo! Ooh, that is fun.
All right. It was playing in my headphones, but yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's the important part. We don't have to hear it here. Just want to make sure we did get the audio. Just want to make sure we did get the audio. Let's just do the most naive thing possible, which is just run Whisper against that. Whisper against that. So Control C that. I think it doesn't auto end. We'll do Whisper space and then the path file.
All right. Whisper space the wave.
T out dot, and you do have to spell Whisper correctly.
That's too bad.
The AI aren't quite, in this part of the
I
system
want an
yet.
AI CLI that just knows.
How in the world did we end up with... Oh, sorry. Okay, I know what's happening now. So on the first run, Whisper is going to download the model to use for parsing this audio. I misread that as we somehow had recorded a 461 megabyte WAV file, which would be very impressive for the amount of time we were recording.
High fidelity.
Right. So this is downloading, I think, the medium model by default. There's a lot of different models that you can get, and you can see those on the GitHub page for Whisper. I think the other thing is the larger the model is, the longer it takes to process your text, because it's doing more magic. As we all know, that's how AI works. It's just a lot of magic and time. So the smaller the model you use, the faster results you'll get, but also the less accurate your results will be. They do have models that are specifically focused on English. So that's nice because you can get basically, more English bang for your buck at the size and the processing cost.
But you think we have a multi-language medium right now?
I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what the default is for the model.
It should have hippopotamus in it anyway.
One would hope so. All right, we're almost there.
We're almost there.
Perfect. All right, so this is going to take a moment. It's going to give you some warnings. It's going to use language detection on the first 30 seconds. All right, there you go.
Beautiful.
So that was you repeating me saying be silent. And so if we why don't we run that again and we'll slap the time command in front of it?
Run this again?
Run the Whisper again, and I just
sure.
want to get like an actual timing on it because obviously we spent...
That?
No, use the normal
sorry.
Unix time command at the beginning.
What time?
Yep. All right, so 10 seconds of user time. So real time, this is not, but that's okay because we're going to, the goal is not to have something that immediately replies to you as a human might, but to have something that's listening and does the right thing eventually.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so that's 10 seconds to process a 6-second thing. The overall clip looked like it might have been 6 seconds, is what I'm reading.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
It might even, who knows? Okay.
Perfect. And so let's try to record something that sounds like a command that you would actually want to issue now, I think, is the next step. And then we'll see how good Whisper detection is for what you actually said.
All right, so I'll do this again. And my sentence will be... I'm talking about something else, and then I say, Hippo, remind me to get the milk.
All right.
Probably didn't need the
So yeah, Let's hit the whisper again on that. Okay, so it did pick up the word hippo. It has everything that we need in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are a few small changes we can make to just make this a little cleaner. So if on your whisper command you add in, so you see the first thing it's complaining about is the FP16 is not supported. So we'll just slap on a dash dash lowercase f, lowercase p, 16 equals, and then capital F false because we're in Python land. Oh, it's only the F is capital. It's hard to dictate this sort of stuff, as it turns out. And then the next thing we want to say is dash dash language equals en. So this will help it also shortcut having to do the language detection. So now let's hit that and see if that helps any. Okay, that barely helped, but it bought us about a second, so that's not nothing.
I'll take it.
Yeah. And then again, there are some different models that we can use, but we can get into those later.
Yeah.
So I guess now we have to address the elephant in the room, which is that you're trolling me with your Ruby code.
Yes.
I don't. This is not Java, and I'm sorry that he has done this to all of you.
I just needed something there to make sure everything was plugged in.
Yeah. Okay. So this does run indeed. You're doing a prefab init, which is I appreciate you repping the brand. I don't know that we're actually gonna.
Yeah, I thought that was my attempt to get the open API key there, but we don't really need that.
Gotcha. All right. So yes, the great thing about Whisper is that you are running local models. So we had to download it initially, but after that, everything is offline. There's another part of Whisper which we may get into depending on how our detection goes, where you can give it an initial prompt, the same way that you prompt your ChatGPTs or your other AI requests. So, for instance, we could tell it like, "Hey, you may be hearing the word hippo a lot. That's an important word. Don't assume that I'm saying something else that might sound like hippo. We actually talk a lot about hippos here." Great. So let's hop back to our Figma for a second. Okay, so I feel like we have a mechanism for always listening and recording. Basically, we'll just want to do that rec command in a loop so that it starts listening when you start talking, and then it stops when you're done talking. It's going to dump that out to a file, and then it will just start listening immediately again. So I feel like we're in a good spot on that. I think based on those files that get dumped, we're in a good spot for the incrementally doing text recognition as well. We have these files getting dumped out. Once they're dumped out, we process them with Whisper.
Yeah.
And we can get some plain text out of that.
Yep, I agree. So we just we kind of have two threads-ish going. One that's listening, recording, and then restarting that. And then it puts that in a queue that gets whispered.
Exactly. And you do want to have those happening concurrently because otherwise we can't listen while we're processing that means that stuff will get dropped basically.
Yep.
Cool. So I think we're ready to actually start writing some code now to wire these things together. So my kingdom for you losing the Java part of this.
I guess I don't know whether my temptation is just to sort of do something like this, but in a loop-de-loop or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then be putting them into different files like next ID or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And we can just control what all.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So we'll want to initialize next ID. I guess outside of that is
Yeah.
0 or 1 or wherever you want to start.
And I kind of like doing. Just so we can print out what we're doing while we do it.
Sure.
I don't know. I end up here a lot. Maybe I shouldn't, but
Yeah, you can actually just, for what it's worth, do system and then the string, and it will
it'll do what I
run it the
want.
same way. Yeah, it's the same as the backticks, basically.
Oh yeah, sure. You mean just this?
Yep.
All right. Command puts exact. Okay.
Okay, so
that might do something.
yeah, I mean, it can't hurt to try it.
Hello? Okay. That's working. And then I'm going to shut up. Now I'm talking again. And shutting up.
Perfect.
Perfecto.
All right, so we can control C that boy.
Can we?
The wall true can sometimes make control C a little challenging. I believe in you. You maybe just hold it down for a while and pray for death.
All right, so maybe some.
Can you do your stop? You've got a nice little like stop button over there
Ooh.
in your review mine. Is that a thing?
Oh, brilliant.
There we go.
Oh, I love it.
Okay. Nice.
All right, the stop button will work for now. Okay, that was fun.
All right, so we've satisfied the first part of our task, the incremental recording of sentences, paragraphs, phrases, that sort of thing.
Yep. I'm just gonna. Okay, so I guess we just want to pop this into some sort of queue and have things pulling off the queue.
We could.
No, or just
well,
simpler.
I think keep it simple. So you're running a beefy, M1 or whatever, Apple Silicon, plenty of memory. I'm not particularly worried about doing this in a queue. I think we can probably just do it all as it happens.
Okay,
so I think,
thread. Yeah.
Yeah, just start a new thread and we'll call our function from there.
All right.
You have a fascinating method naming convention. We have puts and exec and whisper me. And this one gets parens, so that's exciting too.
Ruby Cop is, we are not friends, let me tell you. That. All right, and here we're going to be doing something from over here. All right, this might be fun.
Oh. Yeah.
What did I do
Nothing. You didn't do anything wrong.
this time? And see, we're already reusing my great thing.
Love it.
And that'll print out, I guess, yeah, I'm not sure what, it's just going to return text from that.
Yes. So we'll want to, and since Ruby has implicit returns, we will should get that back from our system call.
All right, let's see what happens.
Great. All right.
I'm talking one time. And I'm talking again.
Okay, I saw our.
And I see
so we got a result of true. All right, so I think system may not be the way to go.
This is, I think, why I ended up once upon a time with the backticks. It seemed. I don't know. There's
Yeah,
like
I'm just
system
gonna
and
look at the
there's like
docs real
3 of
quick.
them.
Oh yeah. Well, and then there's
They have
a
subtle
ton more.
differences.
That's right. So it does return true for a non-zero exit status. So we did it. I think we may. I think it may make sense to require open 3 here. So it's something that's built into Ruby and is a
Oops,
little
sorry.
more fancy for.
I just started typing while you were finding the real answer.
Okay, that's fine. I don't think that's going to work the way you want it to, but it might. Oh, it worked.
See?
Okay,
Barbarian
you know what you're
programming.
doing. Good for you.
Well, no, it's I made a mistake once and it worked, and then I have repeated it into the future.
That's right. You cargo culted your accidental success.
Exactly. Ooh.
Okay.
All right,
So,
we got a lot
we're
there.
now able to fetch that out.
We got an F.
So I think what
What's
happens
happening?
is you canceled out the recording, and then we tried to process a file that wasn't a complete file.
Sure.
But we are seeing some stuff. So we have the C, we have the I'm trying it.
Yep.
So I think things are working as we expect. So that's great.
Okay, good.
So now we can modify so now we have the results of Whisper parsing it. So now we want to do something with that and see if we can detect our keywords and go from there.
Yep. So this is the Whisper output. And we're gonna do processing.
Do the thing.
I guess we're trying to detect keywords or something, I guess. Okay. Oh, that's a great place for that.
just put that anywhere, Rewind. This is your best named method yet, so good job.
Include, contain,
Include.
include, question mark?
Yep.
Hippo. Okay.
Love it. So we probably want to downcase our Whisper output when we're doing that include check, just because if it detects it at the beginning of a sentence, it will do the right thing and capitalize it.
All right, are we printing it out? It might be nice to just print it out. Detect the keywords.
Well, it's doing the puts there, so I think we're okay.
But just that, just is not putting the raw puts running.
Oh, well, we should be getting that from our Whisper result, but that's fine.
Yeah. All right, here we are. Okay, a sentence that does not have a hippo.
Well, it does now, though.
That's really true. It's tough
Uh-oh.
for nil.
We messed something up.
Why are you
Detect
nil?
keywords, Whisper output.
I saw a downcase.
Yeah, we called
For
downcase
nil.
on nil, so that's not what we want.
Tech keywords. Whisper me.
Oh, because
it
you're
puts
putsing
in-
the results
puts
instead
in.
of... Yeah, there you go.
Something that doesn't have the animal. Something that does have a hippo. Something that does have a hippo.
Invalid data found.
All right, something's a little weird. Here, what? So a lot of output. All right, so we were coming in something that does have a. Funny that it didn't have the word animal in it there.
Yeah, so the silence detection is something that we want to tweak over time. If we just looking at the command real quick, so it's silence until there's like I think it's 1 second where something is being detected at I don't know exactly what all these numbers mean, but I think that the interesting thing is the trailing is like 3 seconds of silence, but then it does a little bit of cutoff to kind of get you the end of the thing. And there's also a volume level we can tweak there. So there's a few knobs we can twist at some point to try to make that a little better if we need to.
All right, but let's put that. The real thing is that it's blowing up.
Yes.
Invalid data found.
Failed to. Yeah, so let's try to open temp out to .wave and see if that works. Like, is that file there?
They all have bytes in them.
They have a decent number of bytes.
Something that does have a hippo. Something that does have a hippo. That's what that
Okay,
one
so you
said.
can hear that. Okay. That's interesting. So it's possible that
It's a little weird.
we're trying to do the processing before the thing's like fully
The
written to
file
disk
is
or
closed.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why don't we, just for now, just throw like a sleep one
Fixed
in there
it.
or something? Or yeah, exactly. This is introducing even more delay into our already latent.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot we were streaming.
Well, at least you didn't say anything terrible.
And now something that has a hippo. Oh my god,
Oh
a
my God,
hippo!
We found hippo. So in that case, it actually parsed the newer thing before it was done parsing the old thing, which is interesting. But that's the nature of async, right? If you have if you have a very long sentence that you record, and you kick that off for processing, and then you record a very short thing, the second one can definitely finish first.
Ah, I see. Hippo. All right, maybe
It's worth noting
need
that
more sleep or something.
I don't know.
Sad.
Okay, so that's out 4. Can you play out 4 and see if you can hear it? We shouldn't need more sleep. I mean, 1 second should be plenty. Gracious plenty
need
for it.
more sleep or
that
something?
seems.
Yeah, need more sleep or something. Yeah, so like a second's a long time.
Yeah, that's wild. Okay.
Is there anything else in our little error there? Invalid data found when processing input.
I wonder. So we're also just naively recording this as the WAV format. I wonder if a different format like AIFF would work better or something. We
Maybe.
can certainly try swapping to that and just see if it helps. You just have to rename the WAV to AIFF, and we should see.
That? AVF?
AI.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Give that a try.
Something that has a hippo. Something that does not have a hippo.
They both have hippos, though.
This one doesn't. Okay. Did AIFF work?
We're not hitting the same errors. So
AIFF
that's something.
with a hippo.
Oh, we did. eventually hit something.
hit something.
Huh. This is fascinating.
We could try just running the command right on the like the ffmpeg right on that.
Yeah,
file.
try that actually. Try running the whisper command directly on the file.
Whisper me.
Was it the fourth one? Is that what it was?
That sounds right. Without for.
You could skip the other stuff probably, but
Well, just for less debugging.
Okay.
Shenanigans. Is that the right one?
It may have been 3 then, since we're talking about the one that failed. Oh, that picked up hip hop instead of hippo. That's fascinating.
That's gonna be fun.
Talking to hip hop though is also encouraged.
Somehow, do we just need more sleep? I mean, that seems really impossible, but what are we doing?
I don't want that to be the case. But I also don't want it to crash.
Name. We're running. with
And that's
backtick.
blocking, so it should be fully complete.
I really don't think so. And the thing we're running is a rec command. I don't know, some way to flush it or something. Oops.
Yeah, let's turn that up a little bit and just see if that helps.
Let's see whether
We can always tune it later. So we do have some naive detection happening.
naive hippo detection.
It's what every startup strives for.
It's what every startup strives for. No hippos in that one. Is there a hippo?
Come on. Oh,
Boom.
yeah, see, we're still... What is happening?
But if I run... It was 4 this time. This is why we need more subscribers on our channel.
To make us smarter? I don't think that's how
They
that
can
works.
fix it. I think they're supposed to help.
Let's try one more thing, which is let's rm tmp star.aiff.
Yeah, we could make them.
And let's clean up after ourselves as we go too.
Or we could just put a timestamp on these things. Rather, we could just put file name. Time.
Well, you'll want to do so change. I think if next ID is just time.now.2s or something.
Yeah.
Well, you'll want to set it to a variable though, because you're going to reuse. Oh no, sorry, this is our file name variable. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Oh god.
Oh,
Oh
no.
god. Oh dear.
Oh, so here's the thing. You need to quote it now because of how the time.now is going to have. Let's do time.now.i instead, so we'll get the,
Oh yeah, sure.
the epoch time.
Yes.
Otherwise, you need to quote your file name, and it's a total
Okay.
disaster.
Trying with file names. And file names that have the word hippo. Oh my god, a hippo.
That's promising. Let's see if we bump into the issue we saw before.
More
Oh my god, a
trying.
hip hop.
Oh my god, a hip hop. No hippos in the hip hop. Oh yeah. All right. So wait. So maybe we should try the whisper pre-roll text to tell it that.
Yeah, try to give it an initial prompt. Let's try that. Let's see if that helps. So actually, let's capture one of those hip hop file names, and we'll just try it directly against that.
It
That
looks
way we
like
don't
we're
have to do
doing
the whole
okay
loop over and
here.
over again. I think we generally are. All right, yeah, let's
All
stop
right,
and grab one of the hip
stop.
hops.
And we got a hip hop, no hippos. So this must have been this one here.
I think it was the one above that one,
Oh, that's
probably, because
recording
that's the
that one.
recording loop
We want the
restarting.
whisper one.
Oh, here we go. Yeah,
That
that's
one?
the one you want. Yep.
All right. So we want to whisper this.
Yep. Oh my god, a hip hop. Perfect.
Right.
So so we can use the initial prompt to try to tune this a little bit, and this is not a whole LLM of the size of something like
Yeah.
GPT-4 or whatever, right? So it's not going to be incredibly smart with what we tell it, but we can still use it for a little tuning. So it's initial underscore prompt, and then we'll do equals,
Yeah.
and then we'll double quote what we want to tell it. So I would try something like statements will often begin with the word hippo. Maybe single quote that or escape the double quotes on it.
Yep.
Oh, so you can't. All right, let's see if this does any better. Still a hip hop. I guess statements will often include the word hippo. But this is sort of also like not a true test here, because here you were exclaiming a response to the hippo.
Never. I mean, for me anyway, hip hop is never.
Yeah. Hip hop anonymous. Nope, still getting there. All right, so maybe there is some prompt tuning we can do, but I don't know that it's going to be super helpful here.
We can find a different. We can use our safe word here.
Okay.
Just so we can tune this here.
Yeah. Sure. Greg.
All right, Greg, do something. And do not respond if I ask Jeffrey to do something. Wait, that was no Greg.
Where did our Greg go?
All right, that was no Greg. Got Greg. So all right. Oh, we got
Okay.
another
I'm not
invalid
sure.
data one too. That is so hit or miss.
I've never seen that, and I've used rec a ton, and then piped it into things afterwards fairly frequently. But yeah, you're getting it fairly often. So okay, so let's just read this message a little more and see if anything jumps out at us.
That one was just a lot of silence. I'm surprised it stopped.
If you scroll up just a little bit, can we look at the FFmpeg error? Okay. Failed to load audio. Yeah, there's nothing exciting here, huh? I suppose one thing that we could do is here's the AI content people crave.
Meh.
I think the only thing is like if we're waiting 3 whole seconds now, right?
We are waiting 3 whole seconds. That seems like a lot.
It seems like a lot. I hate it. What if we? Hmm, we could try to do like a rescue and retry approach.
Sure.
So yeah, let's get rid of the sleep altogether.
Yep. Maybe just try once.
Sure. Yeah, that's I like that. That's the laziest thing we can do. All right. Well, if you're just joining us, we're wrestling a little bit with FFmpeg here, but the overall goal is that we are recording in chunks. We're live listening.
We're trying
We
to make
are
sure
then-
Greg will do something for us.
Yes, we've commandeered the name Greg, and he is now our helpful AI. And we're piping in these recorded chunks into
I think
Whisper to try to find mentions of Greg. And if we say, "Hey, Greg, make a task for me," yeah, you're still getting that error. I think your computer may be haunted.
It's possible my computer is haunted.
Does anyone in the chat know a good exorcist? Just feel free to throw out an exorcist
There's no
right
Greg
now.
in here. Did it
How
retry?
much Greg is in this? Do you see the let's try that again anywhere?
I don't see that.
Oh, you know what? I bet that. Oh, well, it doesn't throw.
Yeah.
We're using the backticks, and it's just happily
It's just setting it. Yeah.
moving on.
Bum, bum, bum. So if the result contains runtime error,
Yeah, no, I mean that's failed to load. Yeah, runtime error seems legit. Let's do that.
if
Well, so it won't be in the rescue.
oh, yep, sorry.
But yeah, you can.
Cleared. Is that what I do?
Yeah, we could also just retry it within here, within the if it includes that,
Yeah, sure.
and then that obviates the need for the rescue block. Yeah. And you need to change include to include. Darn spelling in case sensitive computers.
Okay, something with Greg. Something that does not have Greg.
You can't do that. You keep doing that. That's not gonna work.
It's so hard.
Okay, so
that's what I'm thinking.
That did not pick up Greg.
But that's
Yeah,
because it
you're-
only said it's something that does not happen.
Right. So I think we're also yeah, no, you're still hitting that error.
But I did try it again. Ooh, did I try it again? And then
You did try
it
it
is
again.
difficult to. I did, but then did I hit the error on it on the second time?
It's hard to say since everything's happening asynchronously, right?
It is a little.
Did
Did you say, man, he's funny?
No. So the other important thing to note is that
Who's
the
saying
shorter a
these?
phrase
Did I
is-
say that? Who's saying these things?
No. This is hallucination. So the shorter a phrase is, and the less that it has to go on, the more likely it is to hallucinate. And so you can actually end up in this scenario where a lot of silence is actually interpreted as, I don't know.
Wow, just the music of the universe or something. That's amazing.
Exactly.
Does
Some
the music
nonsense.
of the universe have Greg in it?
That would be wild. Man, your computer's really hosed right now.
It's really funny that it only captured you as well. We are doing
Yeah.
we are live streaming, and there are a lot of different microphones in play. I don't.
I guess how many of them? Yeah, can your microphone hear me? I would hope not.
But still. All right. Um,
I think we were having more success with Hippo than Greg.
we were having a little bit more results with Hippo, not Greg. Sometimes it is super fast, and like I say something, and I see it just a second later. Like it
Yeah.
just got sometimes already.
I don't know why it's failing on about half of these requests there.
Double fail there. Yeah.
Let's do one more thing. Let's do a brew uninstall ffmpeg and then just reinstall it.
All right. Yeah, this could be old.
Yeah, I think your computer's haunted though.
We'll be right back. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, there needs to be like a chill out
So we're just
prompt
so
you
we're,
can give it. It's just like, I hear you. Don't worry.
this is a real long shot.
Oh, for sure. But when I was planning how much time we would need for this, I did not account for random FFmpeg errors. So we got to have this Hail Mary to see if we can get anything done before we're out of time. Otherwise, we'll pick it up next time
Yeah, absolutely.
after solving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can
solve the boring parts offline and then get back to it.
stunning conclusions. Yeah. I think installing FFmpeg is definitely some of the high quality content people are looking for, though. So that's
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could just publish a video on this and get millions of watch hours.
Well, that'd be a good content strategy. We could just do some TikTok on how to brew install something, where we just type brew install and then the thing.
Yeah, you could make one for every package and just flood YouTube.
Exactly. Be generated. This is our AI future we're really looking for here. I think if you put, and then you just auto insert GIFs based on what comes out of the install lines, I think would be pretty good.
Sure. Well, I also feel like there's probably I've installed Nokogiri probably a million times in my career at this point. It's a classic Ruby thing. They've made it so much faster. Shout out to them, etc. But I feel like there's probably this genre of videos for people like myself where it's like it's sort of like ASMR. It's like bedtime, go to sleep, boring computer tasks.
Some of my favorite TV was watching school board meetings. I found it deeply satisfying to not be in the meeting, and I could just watch local school board things happening.
I would like to point out that Homebrew has decided to reinstall every package on your machine, so we are now in the worst part of hell.
Open JDK? Come on. Well, clearly my machine is never going to survive this. All of next week is going to be undoing this.
Yeah, this has sunk our entire company. Someone please help. I wonder if we can. Can you get a new terminal tab? Is that something you can review mine?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try that and just do like FFmpeg and see if it'll.
We can do that at the end. Well, no, it must be on there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right. So let's leave that. You can leave that running.
We're gonna need
JMeter. Yeah. But
all right.
Oh, do you need to focus local 2 first? I don't know how this works. Okay.
No, these ones are kind of in their own dealy.
Okay.
And something that has Greg in it. And we got a Greg.
So we found a Greg, but you're still airing out. Beans. Okay. I think that we're going to have to figure out this audio thing offline because if we can't reliably get this, it's going to be hard to make progress on the recognition side of things.
Yeah, that's gross. Okay. well, we can do that. We got
Yeah, I want to thank our sponsor, Casper Mattresses. If you want to sleep like a very sexy ghost, reach out. It's offer code prefab. I made that up. Sorry, Casper.
I was gonna see if I could quickly get a AI generated image of a Casper sexy ghost.
Don't type in sexy ghost.
Yeah, I won't do that.
All right. Well, that was not as successful as we wanted, but I think we can fix your FFmpeg thing, beat the drum a little more to get some people, and pick it up next time.
I say the original thing that where we knew this was all possible, Jeffrey, we should give a shout out to your air horn detector. Jeffrey was trying to rid his speech of ums, so he built basically what we did here, and then the only thing was saying if it includes blow air horn. So there's a lot you can do with just what we did here, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think building your own local little AI assistant is a perfectly doable thing. So we'll get to it.
We'll get to it. All right, I'm going to hit the stop streaming button and see what happens.
Perfect.
Thank you, Jeffrey. It's delightful.
Thank you, Mr.